What happens after you sign a new construction purchase agreement? What are all the steps that go from the day you've signed until the day you close? In fact, a year beyond that. What are all the steps that go into that? Let's cover that right now. Depending on the builder, you might be 5, 6, even 8 months or longer from actually getting the keys to the house. Between today and closing date, there's a lot going on. So I'm going to take you through that entire process from the day you sign the contract, through construction, through inspections, closing, and even what happens during that first year in the house. Hi, I'm Steve Ujvagi, and I've helped a lot of buyers buy new construction homes, and now I work on the builder side of things. My goal here is simple: helping you make smarter home buying decisions. And if that's useful to you, subscribe. That is considerably cheaper than learning some of the stuff the hard way. So starting with number one, you've signed the contract. Now what? You and the builder have agreed on the house, the home site, the price, whatever options and incentives are included in the deal. You sign the purchase agreement. So this is where buying new construction can be very different from buying a resale home. Builder contracts are typically written by the builder on a builder contract approved by the builder. It's very one-sided, and that's okay. That's just the way it is. In order for a builder to build a house at a reasonable price and give you the best deal possible, they need to streamline some things. So these contracts have to be very standard, and they're written by the builder's attorneys, of course. Earnest money deposits can vary drastically. I think the lowest earnest money amount I've ever seen is $3,000. Don't count on that ever. I know there's a builder in town that does $5,000. Of course, those are some of the lower priced properties. But I've also seen as much as 10% of the property. So on a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 property, that's a huge deposit. I want you to be prepared for that. Know that going into it when you're meeting with the builder initially. Your deposit is going to become non-refundable at some point. Sometimes it's right as you sign the contract. Sometimes there are some other contingencies that you have time to get through. For instance, the financing contingency, the appraisal contingency, things like that. For the sake of timeliness, I'm not going to go into what all of those exactly mean, but if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments and I'd be happy to address those separately. It's important to note that construction timelines are estimates. They are not set in stone. The builder does the best they can to accurately estimate when you'll be closing on your home, but due to weather, supply issues, contractors, there's all kinds of things that can come up. For the most part, they pretty much nail it, but there are times when closing will get delayed. It's something you need to be aware of that may happen. And for gosh sakes, please don't treat the contract like you do when you sign your terms and conditions on your iPhone. Don't just scroll to the bottom and sign it. A lot of important stuff that's tremendously financially important, and so we need to go over that contract in detail. Number two, financing is going to begin immediately. Even if you're not closing on the house for months later, beginning the process of obtaining that mortgage begins immediately. You'll need to get in your loan application, get that initial pre-approval. Your lender's going to want to verify your income and assets, pull your credit. They'll apply the preferred lender incentives. Important to note is that whatever the interest rate quoted today is, the day you sign the contract is, doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the interest rate on the day you close. If you're buying a new construction contract, a home that's closing in the next 30, 35 days, then yes, you can reasonably expect that interest rate to be the same. Otherwise, the interest rate's probably going to change. Now, it could be higher, it could be lower, could be material, could be immaterial. But it's important to note that that can happen. I want you to know that up front. Oftentimes, you can extend the rate lock that you've instituted, but that's not the case every single time. Now, your final underwriting of that loan is going to happen closer to the closing date. So if you're 6 months out, there's going to be a big quiet period in there as you get to that closer to that closing date. But once we get there, then the ball's going to start rolling. Documents are going to be requested again. You'll need to get updated bank statements, W-2s, employment verification, things like that. And here's my favorite part of new construction mortgage advice. From contract to closing, please become financially boring as humanly possible. Don't finance a new truck. Do not go furniture shopping. Or if you do, do not let the furniture company run your credit. Do not co-sign for your nephew's bass boat. Remain financially boring. Do nothing. Anything you do can affect your ability to get that mortgage. You don't want to find out 3 months later that you no longer qualify. Number three, design center and structural options. If you're building from dirt, you will likely have the opportunity to go visit a design center, and you'll get to pick out your flooring and your countertops and your cabinets, your cabinet color, and your carpet, and all that stuff. It's an exciting time. Now, some of these items are chosen before contract, but oftentimes they're afterwards. That's when you get an opportunity to visit the design center and have a professional interior decorator help you pick items to decorate your home. I actually made a video once about the top 10 builder upgrades that I would invest in if I were buying a house myself. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. So the big thing to understand is that at a certain point, the builder's going to have to freeze your options. They're placing orders for cabinets, for countertops, for fixtures. At a certain point, you just won't be able to change them, or you can change them, but it'll either be impossible or it'll be remarkably expensive. It just won't be worth your time. So get those options in early. Number 4, permitting and pre-construction. Basically, now you wait. This is the least exciting part because sometimes it looks like absolutely nothing is happening. But plans are being finalized, engineering's doing its thing, the permitting process is working its way through that process, purchase orders are being placed, the trades are getting scheduled, your plumber, your electrician, your HVAC, the lot's being prepared for the foundation. So there's a lot going on that can affect your closing date. It's not just the weather. If certain countertop or kitchen cabinets are on back order, that could add some time. So there are a lot of things affecting the completion date of the house, but all those things are being taken care of by the builder, and they're getting the house ready for you. Number 5, your foundation. Your lot's going to be cleared and graded. Depending on the foundation type, they're going to get everything in place to pour the concrete footings of the slab or the basement. During that time, the utility providers will be out there running your pipes for your water and sewer. Once they have all those things in, they'll bring in the concrete truck to pour that foundation. And then once that concrete starts to cure, we'll move on to the next step, which is number 6, framing. This is my favorite part because up until now, things look like they're going really slow. And then all of a sudden, poof, in a couple of days, you've got walls up, second floor, roofing shingles. The house is getting wrapped. A lot goes on. So it really, you get to see a lot of stuff going on at one time. So watching that house coming out of the ground so quickly is a fantastic time for the buyer. Which leads us to number 7, which is mechanical rough-ins. So before those walls get covered up with drywall, the electricians, the plumbers, and the HVAC guys are all going to come in and do their thing. If you remember in my previous video about upgrades to get, I mentioned those electrical outlets, and this is why. It's at this point that the builder can add those electrical outlets relatively inexpensively. Once that drywall is up, now it's kind of a big pain to add each electrical outlet. So if you're going to add those electrical outlets, now's the time to do it. Because adding one after drywall and tile and cabinets is remarkably complicated. Number 8, pre-drywall walkthrough with your builder. Some people skip this. I don't get it. Don't do that. Show up. You'll get to see all your plumbing, your wiring, your HVAC, your framing, your blocking, outlet locations, all your structural selections. Take a ton of pictures. Someday you might want to hang up a TV mount, install shelving, something you're going to want to know what's behind those walls. So having photographs of what's behind the drywall can be incredibly useful. Number 9, drywall. Drywall makes it suddenly look like a house, but progress becomes less dramatic. But I assure you there's lots of finish work that's about to happen. Number 10, the fun stuff. This is where your cabinets, your countertops, your trim, your doors, your flooring, your tile, your fixtures, appliances, it's all going in. This is when the house starts to finally look like the house you imagined at the design center. But also be warned, it's going to look messy. But don't panic because there's dust on your $8,000 counter tips or blue tape everywhere. It's still a construction site. It's going to look great before you close. Number 11, don't obsess over your closing date too soon. Somewhere around here, you're going to start asking your salesperson the same question every buyer asks, which is, well, when can I move in? Then your salesperson would love to give you an exact date, but until the house gets much closer to completion, there are just too many moving parts. You've got weather, inspections, the different trades, materials, utilities. municipalities, certificate of occupancy. So don't schedule those movers. Cancel your lease or invite 40 relatives to Thanksgiving dinner based on an estimated completion date from 4 months earlier. Number 12 is your independent home inspection. Super important. A brand new home does not mean a perfect home. Anything built with human hands is going to have flaws. And you've probably had a dozen different trades working on your house. So it's important to have that home inspection performed. I assure you, the builder is doing everything in their power to deliver you a fantastic product. But mistakes happen. So those inspections, while not perfect, can uncover things that perhaps got overlooked. So oftentimes in new construction, they don't find a whole lot, but think of it as an insurance policy. You've at least ensured that everything's been looked at, and you're reasonably certain that everything's in good shape, which is important. You want that level of certainty. Number 13, your final walkthrough. So you're going to meet with the builder. You're going to learn the different systems of the house. You're going to learn how to shut off the water if it gets below freezing. You're going to learn how the warranty works, when to call the builder, for what to call the builder for, how to contact them if there are any issues. You're going to have an opportunity to walk through the house and mark up any tiny flaws that you might find within reason. And the builder's going to spend that time between that orientation and closing date getting all those things fixed up for you. Number 14, final loan approval. So you got the lender a bunch of docs when you first applied for the loan, but now those lending companies are going to want updated documents. So the most recent full bank statements, your most recent pay stubs. They're going to want to get an appraisal done. Make sure that you source your cash. These are all the things they're going to do to get prepared for closing. Again, it's important that you respond to your lender in a timely manner whenever they're requesting any documents or information from you. Remember earlier where I told you to stay financially boring? Keep doing that for about 3 more days. Number 15, closing day. Finally, closing day. Typically on closing day, you are going to come to the house a couple hours before closing to ensure that everything the builder promised they'd have done prior to closing got done. Then you're going to drive over to the closing attorney's office where you will sign documents, verify the funds that you wired to them were received. You'll get your deed to your home, keys to the home, and then it's yours. You will walk out of closing owning that house. Congratulations. And a little warning, be very careful with any emails that you receive around wiring funds for your closing. So there's a scam going on where some scammer somewhere just sits and waits until they know that your closing date's coming up, and then they're going to send you an email saying, hey, wire the funds over here. And that bank account is off to Eastern Europe or somewhere it's not supposed to go. And once you wire those funds, they're gone. There's very little you can do to get those back. So when you do get that notice from the attorney about wiring your funds to the closing attorney, independently look up the closing attorney online, find that phone number, call them, say, hey, I want to verify that the wiring information that you sent me is correct. Let them tell you what it is, match it to yours. 99 times out of 100, it'll be fine. But you want to take that extra step to make sure that you're not wiring off $20, $50, $120,000 to somewhere not nice. Number 16, you own it. Now what? Most videos about building a house stops right here. I'm not going to, because that builder relationship usually doesn't end when you get the keys. You should have warranty documentation from your builder. You probably have either a 6-month or an 11-month walkthrough coming up where they'll come by and do any touch-ups of paint, caulk, repair any items that may have been need servicing. Put those dates on your calendar because you're going to forget about them. So go to Google Docs or Google Calendar, whatever it is, and put on there for 10 months out to remind you to reach out to the builder for those items. All of your appliances generally come with a manufacturer warranty. Make sure you have all that documentation. Get online, register those serial numbers so that you have that warranty. It's very easy to go, hey, I'll do that tomorrow. Suddenly 6 months goes by. Now it's too late to do it. That's not good. Don't do that. The builder should have taken you through what's an emergency warranty issue and what's a routine warranty issue. Obviously, if the HVAC is not working and it's 100 degrees out, that's an emergency. you need someone out there ASAP. But if one outlet isn't working somewhere or one light isn't working somewhere, that's something that might take 2 or 3 days for them to come out and address. That's more of a routine warranty issue. In your homeowner's pack should also be a normal homeowner maintenance package, how to change the air filter in your furnace, just things to do throughout the year to ensure that you get the most use out of your home. Number 17, the first full year. During the first year, you're going to notice that you'll have some nail pops, some caulk separation. There might be some minor drywall cracks. Doors might need adjusting so they'll close properly. There might be some other settlement-related cosmetic items. Don't assume that every little cosmetic thing means your house is falling apart. It's certainly not. Houses move, they adjust, especially that first year. That wood is expanding and contracting through the seasons. And at the same time, if something doesn't look right, document it, report it according to the builder's warranty procedure, and move forward from there. 18, the 11-month warranty review. As I mentioned in a couple steps ago, put a reminder on your calendar to reach out to the builder to schedule that 11-month review. Times like these get very busy. It's very easy to overlook this. You'll forget about it. 13 months will go by. It'll be too late to schedule it. You don't want that. So you want the builder to come back, and they're happy to. They want you to be happy. They want you, when you buy your next house, to consider them first for whatever that house may be. So it's their goal to keep you happy. You've got some nails pops. You have that caulk that's separating. Reach out to the builder, have them come back at that 11-month and repair that stuff for you. So what's the bottom line? Building a new home is exciting, but it's not one transaction. It's a process that can last well over a year from the day you sign the contract through the end of your first year warranty period. So ask questions. Ask your salesperson questions. Ask your builder questions. Ask your lender questions. Take pictures. Keep all your paperwork. Get your inspections. And don't buy that bass boat before closing. I'll tell you exactly what I'd tell someone in my own family. Enjoy watching your house being built, but stay involved in the process. Alrighty, so if this saved you some time, some money, or some future headache, perhaps give me a like and subscribe. New videos every week. And if you're thinking about buying or building a home and there's something about the process you don't understand, put the question in the comments. There's a pretty good chance I'll turn it into a video. I'm Steve Ujvagi, helping you make smarter home buying decisions. Buy better, stress less.